In this video we'll discuss how you can create offline HTML5 applications. So typically when you build offline applications you wrap the application in a PhoneGap shell, but in some cases you might want to just build a plain HTML5 application that does not require the app to be wrapped in PhoneGap, and you'd like the application to work offline, which means that the application should be able to be loaded from the user's device even when the device does not have an internet connection. So the idea is that the application is actually installed on the device as a pure HTML5 application without requiring PhoneGap. So to demonstrate this feature we'll go here to the UX Builder. You can see we have a really simple UX component over here, and we'll go back to design mode, and on the properties pane, at the bottom of the properties pane you'll see a section here called application cache. So basically this is where you turn on the feature to create the application cache, which enables the application to work offline. So let's go now and bring up the smart field and turn the application cache on, and you can see how we explain what the benefits of the application cache are. So once we've turned the application cache on, what's going to happen is a series of files, of static HTML files, are going to be created in a subfolder called static HTML files in the web project folder, and you can specify what the name of the HTML page is, the static page should be. So you can choose any name that you want, or if you choose default then the builder will assign a name. Then when the application cache is being loaded, there are a series of events that fire, and you can hook into those events and you can display progress to the user while these events are firing. So what we'll do over here is click this button to create a set of default event handlers. We can then go and modify those event handlers. They're just going to be in the client-side events. So we'll go ahead here and click this button, and this tells us that we've created now three new client-side event handlers: app cache error, app cache progress, and app cache update ready. And then it's also telling us that if we'd like to actually display progress in our application, we should create a static text control with these two divs in it. So I'm going to just go ahead and copy that to the clipboard and then click OK, and then click OK. And so now if I save the component, you can see we get a message saying that the static HTML file set is being created. And if we go look in the web project folder, we'll see here is our folder called static HTML files, and inside this folder we see a series of files. What we see here is the main file, the static page. So this is static HTML page underbar and then the name of the component, and this is basically an HTML file that has the pre-rendered UX component. Then this file over here is actually the application cache. So this is a list of the files that this page references, and when the browser sees that the page has a cache manifest, then it'll download all those files. So let's basically go back now to the builder, and if we go now to our client-side events, we'll see that when we click that button we added all of these events over here. So we added these events, and these events are displaying the progress while the cache is being downloaded, and it's looking for a div here with an ID of that. So let's go to our controls here, and we can see static text, and we've already created that static text. So if I've just copied it to the clipboard, you'll see the exact same thing being duplicated. So this div over here, these two divs represent the location where the progress will be displayed while the cache is being downloaded, and any error messages that occur while the cache is being downloaded will also be displayed over here. So let's pause now and take a look at how this works in action. So we're continuing now with our discussion about application caches and how you can create offline HTML5 applications. So we'll go ahead now and click OK, save the component, so this will just regenerate all of the static pages, and now we'll go ahead and we'll actually publish this application. So we'll go to web project folder and then click on publish, and we're going to go here and publish all of the files, and we'll specify that after we'll clear our publishing history just to be safe, and then we'll specify that after the files have been published we'd like to launch in the browser. So we're going to launch this page here. So this is the static HTML page that was created. So we'll go ahead now and publish this and then open the files in the browser. So these are the files that are going to be published, and now when publishing completes, the files are opened in the browser, and you can see over there now the files that are listed in the application cache are being downloaded and stored on the device. So if we go now and turn on Chrome Developer Tools and go over to the console, we can see here in the console basically while all of the events that fired while the cache was being downloaded. So now that the cache is being downloaded, we can now go and reload this page without going back to the browser. So we'll go here and copy this URL to the clipboard, and then we'll go and we'll open up a new browser window, and I'll paste in the file name, and also I'm going to go here and turn on Chrome Developer Tools over here so we can see what's happening. And let's just clear out that message now, and then we'll go here and we'll run this page. So what you can see happening over here is that the page loads practically instantaneously, and there was no callback to the alpha server because the page loaded directly from the manifest. You can see how it's telling us that the page was loaded from the manifest. So the application will load even if there is no internet connection, and that's basically what we mean by an offline application. So once you've created a shortcut to this page on the mobile device's home screen, you'll be able to launch the application in the future even if there's no internet connection. So now if we were to go back to the component over here and make some type of change, let's go here and change, for example, the label on this button to Ajax callback 2, and then go ahead and save it. You can see now we create a new version of the static page file set. Let's go now and publish this. So we'll go publish all files, but we won't choose to open the browser. We'll just go ahead here and say publish. So now we're going to go and publish all the files. And if we go back to the browser now and we try to refresh this page right now, so what you'll see happening is because the page had changed, the manifest had changed, a new version of the manifest was downloaded, and then as soon as the new version of the manifest had downloaded, the page was replaced with the new version of the page. And so now we have cached a new version of the application, and if we go ahead and reload the page now, you can see it loads instantaneously because it's loading from the cache. So what we've shown in this video is how you can easily take a UX component and turn it into a static page that can be turned into an offline application on a mobile device. So the typical way in which this is done is the user will load the page, will open up their browser on the mobile device and will load this page on their device. Then they'll create a shortcut to this page in the browser, creating an icon on the home screen of the device. Then every time they tap the icon on the home screen to load the application will load from the application cache, which means the application will load even if the mobile device has no internet connection. But if there is an internet connection, then a callback will be made to the server to see whether a new version of the application is available, and if so, that new version will be downloaded so that that new version can be loaded in future even though there's no internet connection. Thanks very much for watching.